Okay, are we live?
Yes.
All right, hey, we're live. Good morning, everybody. This is Ann Sieg with the E-Commerce Business School, and we are right now in Dallas, Texas at our Trifecta Arbitrage Workshop Series. So we are in day 2, and tomorrow we will culminate with day 3. I wish you all could be with us. But that's all right. We're here together, live stream. We're not actually in the conference room because we got Danita Zanre, who is training. We brought her over from Italy, and I don't want to disrupt her training. She's about an hour into it, and we're just going to let her keep going until she has her first break. But let me give you a recap. And by the way, this is taking the place of our normal Saturday morning community check-in, which is every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central. And that's why I have this theme, the 3 top reasons to gather as a community of e-commerce sellers. So we're going to go through that in just a moment. I have Rich Ziegler on the other end of my phone, who is holding my phone. Rich has been a very, very long time member of our community. And when I said what I was going to cover were 3 reasons, he's like, oh, whoa. And I've got a long stack of reasons. Oh, but maybe the 3 top. I'm like, you got it. 3 top reasons. So anyways, go ahead and write in the comments section wherever you are at. Say hi. Let us know that you're here this beautiful morning. The sun finally came out here. When we arrived, it was overcast and gloomy and drizzly on Thursday. And then yesterday, more of the same. But today, boom, the sun is out. It's beautiful here in Dallas, Texas. So I love connecting with the people. I really do. And when you think about it, traditional learning, that's how it's always been. You learn in the face-to-face environment, and then along comes the internet, and that changes the dynamic of everything. And then people think, oh, why should I connect with humans face-to-face? Well, we're going to talk about that. So, Rich, how many events would you estimate that you've been to as a community member?
I'm going to say that's going to be more than 10 or 12.
10 or 12 different events. And I know in one instance, Rich, you tied in one of our events and then did this whole big 14 or 1,500 mile trip. And what Rich did as this huge testament to the power of being in a community, he's actually at our e-commerce master's program level. He's in an accountability group, a mastermind group. They meet every single week. And 2 of them are here this weekend, and they've been meeting for about 3 years, So when he made that particular road trip coming to an event, well, then he stops in Illinois, meets his brother there because he's working with his brother on his business, helping him transition or add, he's the big eBay seller, add Amazon into his traffic channel, distribution channel. Anyway, so Rich does this huge tour, stopping at the homes of his mastermind members. That's how deep the friendships get within our community, all right?
So we have a hello from Judith Calhoun from Dallas.
Yeah, she's down in the conference room. Hey there, Judith. Anyone else popping in there?
We've got a couple other people watching and just waiting for them to chime in.
Okay, well, good deal. While you're chiming in, today at 4 p.m. Central Standard, there is an extremely important training being provided by Brian Cummings. He is our Executive Director of Training and Coaching. He's a 10-plus year Amazon seller, a full decade of selling on Amazon. He did eBay first, so that's 11-plus years ago. And even before that, he had his own website selling nutritional products as a neuromuscular therapist. So he spans this huge span of time, first having his own website selling nutraceuticals, right? Then his business took a massive downturn because of a new law in the state of California that wiped out 60% of his business virtually overnight. What was he to do? Well, he started selling on eBay, did that for a season, and then he went full bore into Amazon. Now lives what we call an ultimate business lifestyle business, and that is he has a huge 33-foot mobile home. It is a mobile home. It's a house, okay? And he has numerous trips with his lovely wife, Terry. They're going to Cabo for 2 weeks this very month, and they have a cruise next month. So it's really given him that mobile lifestyle. And you know what? The best part is he has leverage. He has a team in the Philippines who are building his business on his behalf so he can pursue his ultimate passion. And that ultimate passion is teaching others. So he's going to be sharing with you his entrepreneurial journey as an Amazon seller and beyond. All right, he's got an amazing print-on-demand business as well. So that's today at 4. Make sure you show up, and it'll be right here on this page, E-commerce Business School page. All right, I know you're wondering, what are the 3 top reasons to gather? Number 1 is shared identity. Think about that for a minute. Where else do you gather? Where else do you congregate? Lots of people. Church comes to mind, a congregation. They come together around a common and shared belief, a shared identity. So much so that people often, well, that's my family, they'll say, because they have this shared identity of who they are, and that creates a bond. And what does that bond do? It removes you out of the realm of feeling alone. And we're not meant to be alone. Biologically, we are wired to be together, to bond with other people who are sharing the same values and the same goals, the same destination that we are. Because what does that do? It strengthens our resolve. Oh, you're like me. So I think about Netflix. My husband and I watched a documentary, and it was about gamers. It was a series. It was a countdown series, like they had the Kentucky Derby, and then they were featuring these gamers. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the gaming industry. And there they come together, hundreds of thousands of people in a stadium environment. And then they have the games of these expert gamers from all over the world, and it's this huge competition. And so how do they show up? They show up in these costumes of characters that are in these games that they have an affinity for, and it's like a brotherhood, a sisterhood, okay? That's what I'm talking about, having that shared identity. So I'm going to drill down a little bit further on that. How are your arms holding out there, Rich?
Doing really good. We got a special hello from Sharon Safford.
Hey there, Sharon Safford in the house. Welcome, Sharon. Rich is on the other end. Ever so steady, Freddie. It's okay if your hand moves a little bit. Kurt's done this, and that's a long time for your arms there. So you think about e-commerce, and there's so many different methods. I mean, there's not one method. Here, for example, this weekend, we're teaching local retail arbitrage, we're teaching online shopping arbitrage, and we're also teaching the book flipping method, which is tomorrow. And so there's all these subcategories, and that affinity becomes even stronger. So Brian, being a print-on-demand expert, well, then there's people who have that affinity for that subcategory of a methodology within the vast e-commerce sphere, right? Okay, so next one is encouragement. We gather together relative to whatever our journey may be. So I've mentioned the gamers, they come together. I've mentioned the folks who come together and congregate as a church, right? People look for encouragement because we're all sojourners, if you will, on a journey. And along that journey, we hit whatever pitfalls there may be. And guaranteed in life, there's always going to be pitfalls. And some people on the path of their journey, they hit a pitfall and they completely fall off the path of their journey. They fall off the cliff, they're gone. Whereas if they had someone to be a sojourner with them on their journey, I'm thinking of visually, I'm thinking of hiking. You have someone who can lift you up. You kind of have a little fall and you scrape your knee, but you have your friend there with you, your sojourner, who lifts you up, helps you get your injury fixed, and you're back up on the path, the destination that you wanted to reach. We all need that. There is no one who is exempt from that. I don't care what a strong, steely resolve Lone Ranger you may be. Every one of us hits pitfalls and hurdles. I asked it yesterday. How many of you have been hit broadside? Oh, just about every arm went up in the room. For whatever reason, there's so many. And so having those business friendships, providing encouragement, Sharon's watching right now, so Sharon knows what we're talking about, Rich. She really knows. She had loving arms come alongside her and around her because she suffered a very significant loss this past year, the loss of her husband. And she was grounded in our community, and she didn't fall off the path, which is a huge testament to Sharon. And she invested into her group for 3 years. It's been this, isn't that what a family does? They invest into it to make themselves stronger to weather the storms. That's what happens inside. By the way, these are our peer groups that we have at the e-commerce master's program level. And so they've been meeting for 3 years together, right?
Yep.
It's a glue. You know, you think of the bricks in a building, you can think of those as people, and you don't have that mortar in between. That's a problem. What relationships are is that glue around the bricks that make you strong. Instead of a bunch of individual bricks, no, you gain strength as a community, which, by the way, that leads to, I'm going to get to, there's going to be a bonus of a number 4 reason. I had to sneak it in. So we'll get back to that in a minute. But I'm going to go on to reason number 3. Let me know if you resonate with these, by the way.
Yes, we've actually had quite a few people chiming in here
good.
on the call that totally resonated, especially Sharon.
All right, why don't you read off a couple of comments? I think they'll be able to
I think
hear
I
you.
can scroll back through them here.
Okay.
So let's see here. Yeah, Sharon, having a ball, learning a lot, and making friends. Or no, that's Judith who's saying that.
Okay.
And yeah, Sharon goes on to say spot on. And let's see, we have Tammy Snicker Packet. Will this link be available for today's broadcast? That was just a question from
Okay.
Dallas. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. And Jean Day McCarthy, who's also part of our
Here.
mastermind group,
Yeah.
is here, and she's put a big heart in her comment.
Okay.
And
Hi, Jean Day.
Sharon says, yeah, we started in April of 2017, and we've been, I think there's only been maybe 1 or 2 Wednesdays that we've missed.
So 2 years strong, that particular peer mastermind.
Actually, I think it
Peer.
was January of 2017, because there was a post with the link for the Zoom that goes back to then. But,
So 2 years ago.
but yeah, we've
right.
got a really tight-knit group, and it's really awesome.
Awesome. Alrighty, I'm going to get to reason number 3. Now, this is kind of more my mindset. Is anytime you are going into a new endeavor, where my mind goes is, I'm going to gain mastery. And so in e-commerce, you are learning a craft to become a craftsman, a craftswoman of your craft. You think back to the medieval era, etc., and they had a craft, whether that be the cobbler, the farmer, or the whatever, the what do you call the shoe, the for the horses, or you're a swordsmith. Okay, you became a master of your craft. Now, a lot of people who are getting into e-com now, you probably haven't even thought of it in that way. But that's how I approach things. I make a determination, I'm going to master my craft. So the first skill that I mastered when I came online was salesmanship via consultative selling. And I determined for myself that that was a valuable skill set that I was going to learn, acquire, and master. That meaning I had really significant accomplishments. That's when you know you have gained the mastery. So that's kind of a little more my take here as the head master, if you will, or the dean of the e-commerce business school, is to put forth that commitment to gain mastery. Well, that's difficult to do when you're not following in the footsteps of someone who has mastered it. So that's taking place right now. Danita is downstairs training on online arbitrage. She has mastered the craft of online arbitrage. She lives in Italy. She's added more of that to her arsenal. All right, and then I'm going to give you the last one. This is your bonus one. So, all right, you've heard the term competition. All right, well, I'm going to talk about co-opetition. So this actually came up in yesterday's training with Danita, and she said by being in this community, there was someone who had joined at the same time, and they became friends, business peers, and Danita kind of used this friendship as, well, look at her go. And they would actually compare results And it was a motivator. Not like, oh, I got to take her down. But for Danita, it kind of made her bootstrap and strive to, gosh, look at her. I found a go-getter. I can race with her. And the good news is about Amazon is you don't have to really worry about someone stealing your pie. Ah, darn it all, it's all gone and there's nothing left for me. It doesn't work that way on Amazon because it's just too darn big. That's the reason why. So she shared the story of her mother. And she's here, she's 78 years old now, and they can go into the same store together because she taught her mom the local retail arbitrage method. They go into the store. Janie, her mom, goes one direction, Danita goes the other, and they both show up at the checkout with their shopping carts full. No problem. Her mom is not stealing her pie, and Danita is not stealing her mom's pie. That wouldn't be cool. It creates a win-win instead. So co-opetition, it came up because there was a husband-wife team there, and she said, my husband's kind of competitive. I'm like, oh, I like that. For me, it's just for fun. I like it because it makes me race harder, and by racing harder to get to my goals faster, I win my outcome. For example, mine was to get my husband home, which I accomplished. We are a 13-year-old training company. We formed our company fall of 2006. So there was some healthy competition in that company that I was in. I used it as an internal motivator, which ultimately led to me bringing my husband home. Nothing wrong with that. Co-opetition, right? So we've had leaderboards in the past, haven't we, Rich?
Yeah.
So we got to get those leaderboards going again. We talked about the golden spike that we plan to roll out as a competition, a challenge coming up in the fall Q4 season. So you folks, I hope that this has been encouraging for you, and all the more reason to stick together within this extremely cohesive community that I'm going to put it this way. I don't think you're going to find another community like us. Here's my big claim. You ready? My claim is this. We put in so much of an extensive safety net that there is virtually no one who comes to our community and who can say, I didn't get the help I needed. It's impossible. It's actually physically impossible for that to happen because we have so many mechanisms in place to help and support people. And I set it up that way by design. I'm trying to serve what I would want to help create success for myself. So I've taken what helped lead me to success and I've kind of like 10x'd it. So that's my big claim, that you cannot come to the e-commerce business school and ever say, I didn't get the help I needed. It's impossible. It's impossible because we're not just a training company. I don't have an interest in that business model. We are a training and mentorship community, and I am in the business of developing entrepreneurs. That's my ultimate, if you want to call it a product. It's entrepreneurs. I'm developing people. Anyone can pump out training. Yay, hooray, you got training. But do they have community and mentoring that is designed to be with people for their entire life journey as an entrepreneur? I don't think anyone else has that. And I've got a special edition that I'm rolling out to the e-commerce business school, something brand new that I'm announcing this afternoon during our 4 p.m. training with Brian Cummings. It's brand new. You will learn what it is about, and I don't think there's anyone else who has it. So I'm excited to share that with you. Give Rich a big high five and kudos for holding the phone so steady for me. Just amazing. So thanks everybody. God bless. We'll see you at 4 o'clock Central Standard today. Let me translate that. That'd be 4 p.m. Eastern. Oh, sorry, 5
p.m. Eastern.
5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard. All right, till then. See ya. Bye-bye, everyone.
Lots of thank yous. Yeah, bye.